Hi again. After I finished that initial video to you, I realised that I hadn't come back to the issue of the rental value of your property, and obviously that's perhaps that's forefront in your mind. So it's clearly very, very important decision. I just want to remind you of our conversation when we were together last week. Now, with internet marketing, the really good thing about it is that we can change the parameters at which we're marketing a property very quickly. But the headline price is very, very important. When people are looking for property, typically, and I'm sure you've done this yourselves, typically you start in the area that you're hoping to find your next home. You might search by a postcode or a town, and then typically you will already know the number of bedrooms that you'll need, and lastly you will be asked to put in your budget. So when you're searching on Rightmove, Zoopla, you'll be asked to input this information. Now, back in the old days of estate agency, you used to go into an estate agent's office and ask to see properties within your budget in a certain area. And if, for example, you said, I've got a budget of £100,000, typically the agent would give you properties, perhaps anything up to 125, 130,000. So he would deliberately give you properties potentially above your budget. Now, with internet marketing, it won't do that. If I state that my budget is £2,000 per month, it will not show me properties that are £2,100 per month. So this is potentially a disadvantage of internet marketing. So when we say that, well, we can market, we can launch your property at any rental price you like. I said to you, I recall we discussed at the time that you'd had a variety of suggestions as to what the property might achieve, but in the end it's the market that decides. It's, are there any other properties in the area that are similar to yours that are being marketed at the same time? That can affect what we can achieve, how much choice there is, although there's very unlikely to be similar properties to yours. But the higher up we go with the rent, the more people, if you like, that will preclude rather than include. So whilst this is a very, very difficult and important decision, the really great thing is that through the technology that's provided by the property portals, we're able to see each day how many people have clicked on the property and how many people have clicked through. And you remember we spoke about click-through rate, and it's important that we get a good click-through rate when we're listing a property. Now, when we are speaking about the property portals, of course they are experts in marketing. They deal with hundreds and hundreds of agents, thousands of agents in fact, who are marketing tens of thousands of properties. And their message is very, very clear. If the phones aren't ringing, then there is something wrong with your listing, and the first thing to look at is the price. So whilst we can launch the property at the most optimistic price that you and we think we can achieve, if the phones don't ring, we could say, well, we got that wrong. And part of that is down to who's looking at the time, availability of other similar properties and so on. So I'm not ducking your question. I'm just suggesting to you that, look, when you launch a property, you launch it at the most optimistic price that you think you can get. And if you there is a honeymoon period really when you launch a property, and certainly that's within a week to 10 days, and we would expect that to get inquiries pretty much straight away. And when we launch a 2 or 3 bedroom or 4 bedroom property at the moment, the phones normally ring within hours, not days. So that's my thoughts. Is whatever we feel collectively, and this will be subject to discussion, that will be the price that the property is launched at. And if the phones don't ring, we have to take a very quick decision to reduce it to a level where we think we will attract inquiries. So that's the method. We can check how many people are looking by looking at the background stats, a number of people looking at the property, clicking on it, clicking through. And if there are volumes of people looking at the property but not ringing, then we know that probably for this area, we've gone a little bit above perhaps what the affordability is in this area. So that's my thinking, is start optimistically, and then we get a feeling very quickly as to whether we're in the right ballpark or not. So that's my thoughts on the rental value, and look forward to discussing that with you. Thank you.